what I want to do is talk about the tools. First of all, it's always a good idea to understand that you want to be able to see your vertical lines and your depth lines. So what I want to start off with first is a rectangular shape. So I'm going to draw my rectangular square shape and bring it down to that red line. And you can see measurements down here in the corner. So it says it's 6 feet by 5 feet and some change. I can make this bigger, but I'll do it later on. Now I'm going to go to my push-pull, orbit around, and pull out the back of it. You know, this is like the beginning of a house. Now it needs to be a little wider, so I'll go to this side, make it a little wider, and I'm going to make it a little bit taller. This is like for a home. It could actually be a lot wider than that. Okay, that looks pretty good. It could be bigger, but for right now, this is good enough. All right, a little bit bigger. All right, so this is a home, a small home, and I want to get it so that I could see it straight on. So I'm holding down Shift and orbiting and getting it where I can see it straight on. Now, the next tool you're going to use is you're going to use your line tool. Now watch this. I'm going to find the midpoint. I'm going to draw a vertical line straight up, okay? Now, what side do I actually want this on? Let me think. I think I want to do it on this side, okay? So, because I want this to be the front of the house, and I want this to be the side of the house. So I'm going to make my roof on this side, all right? So I'm going to make that midpoint here, and I'm going to draw it up clearly so that it's high enough to make a good roof. So I'm going to draw that again because I don't think I made that big enough. So I'm going to erase that and make this line bigger. Make it longer. So once again, line tool, and I want this dormitory to be halt. Now I have to go in the middle, and I want it to be high enough for the roof, for another level. And that looks pretty good. All right, now I'm going to take this endpoint, left click drag to that corner, take the top apex, left click drag to this corner, and I have made my roof. Just that simple. Now I'm going to take an eraser and erase that line because I don't need that. Push pull this section all the way to the edge. And there is my roof. Just that simple. Now, for some reason, if you accidentally push pull your roof and you lose the roof, you lose a section like that, and it looks like that, let me show you how to fix that. You just come over here to your pen, your line tool, and bring it straight down, and it fills it back in. Just that simple. So you got to make sure it's solid. Okay? Now I can still scale this house a little bit, and I think I will because I want the house to be a little bit longer, but maybe I'm just being too fussy right now. But I'll just leave it alone for right now. But there's all kinds of ways that you can scale a house once you make it. All right? So at this point, I'm going to take my line tool, now watch this, and I'm going to find the mid section here, the midpoint. And I'm going to make a vertical edge straight up, and it's blue. It's a blue line, and it's a vertical edge straight up. You say, well, what's that going to be? These are going to be my rooms with the dormitory windows. All right, so that's one line. And now I'm going to come over here, subdivide it again, and it makes an intersection from point to point because that helps me. Then I'm going to find the midpoint here, okay? And then I'm going to find a midpoint here. And all of these midpoints are for special reasons because it's going to help me draw my windows. And I'm going to find a midpoint here. Now, there's a lot of lines that I'm drawing, I know, but it's all going to make sense in a minute. Then I'm going to put a midpoint here. Now, look at all these midpoints I put. Bunch of lines. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to close it up. I'm going to close these two up right now. Watch this, from endpoint to endpoint. and that's a red line, so that means it's on a horizontal axis. And then I'm going to close this point to this point, okay? And then I need a window right here, so watch this. I'm going to find a midpoint here. Come on. It's fighting me a little bit. Here we go. I'll draw it there. And then I need one here. There we go. And that is my other window, okay? And then I'm going to lose these extra lines. Now that was tricky, I know, but that's how I found the size for my other window. All right, so I found my midpoint. So all of these windows are even. All right, now watch this. I'm going to go to the push-pull tool, grab this, pull it all the way into the dormitory roof. Come around, grab this one, pull it all the way into the dormitory roof, and finally this one. All right, now I'm going to go back to my line tool, find the midpoint, draw my roof here, and I want these all to be the same size, so it's going to automatically give me the same point. It does that for you. See how it figures that out for you? So SketchUp really thinks a lot for you, and I keep that on the blue axis so it's even. All right, now I'm going to go from corner endpoint to corner, from corner to corner, and you can see how this is coming along. So where Eli made 4 rooms, I just made 3. And then I'm going to take my eraser, erase this, and that. Then I'm going to come to my push-pull, and I'll pull this right into the roof. Now you see where I lost my front. So how do I fix that? With a line. Vertical edge straight down, boom. Take my eraser and lose it. And look at that. You guys can do the same. Now I want to add the awning for the porch. So I'm going to come over to my line tool, and I'm going to draw an edge straight down, bring it straight out, and it's on the green axis. Bring up a little line, it's on the blue axis, and then bring this at a diagonal back. And that's my awning for my porch. Push, pull it, bring it straight across. Boom. All right. Now you say, well, don't you need a porch? Yeah, let's put a porch in here real quick. So I can actually use this tool if I want, the rectangle tool, or I can use a pencil, but I want this to line up with the awning. So what I want to do is I could do 2 things. I could use a pencil tool and bring it straight down and make sure that it's on a vertical axis, bring it straight down. And, oh, it's crooked. Do it again. Can't have crooked lines. Make sure that it's on a blue axis. That lets you know that it's coming straight down, it's vertical. Now I want to bring out my porch, go down here, bring it straight over, and it should stay green. All right, and I want to add a thickness, so I bring this over, stay green. And it closed that up, but I'm not worried about that because actually this is going to be perfect. Watch this. I'll just come over here, select that area, delete it. And I'm going to delete this line because I don't need this anymore. And now I could pull the base of the porch. Right over. And I can get rid of this line. And there's my base to my porch. And I can add a door here. I can add my steps here. I can add columns here. I could do just like Eli did. Okay? And then you're going to go back and add your textures, coloration, all kinds of cool stuff. All right, so let's get this done. I made a video of this, and I know that you'll do a good job.